Hey, I got to share this thing with these animals. Um, and when I say animals, I mean bugs. I don't know if you can see this. Ah, no, they're too small. Anyway, just trust me, they're there. They're these little ants. People say they're termites, but I haven't seen wings on them. But they're not ants in the sense that they follow a line and get into your food and stuff. They don't do that. Um, I've just I don't kill animals. I don't kill bugs. I don't. Okay, I shouldn't say that. I don't like to do that. It's not. I keep a clean house and I can usually get them out. The other thing that I experienced when I first moved in here were these palmetto bugs, like whatever. They're big. They're like um, I've seen them as big as a big lighter and bigger, but the most of them. Oh my goodness! I'm just looking around to see what they're. I don't know, like the size of my pinky. The size of my pinky is a good average, you know. And these guys, they walk really tall up off the ground and stuff. Anyway, when I first moved in here, I was able to coax them out the door, you know, ask them to just leave. I didn't want them here, and that was usually the way the broom came in handy with that. But I got them out the door, and I'd never step on them. That is just freaking disgustingly gross. And spraying poisons is not something I would care to do, you know. Anyway, so the little bugs were entertaining because I didn't have very much furniture when I first moved in here, and it was something to look at, you know. And they weren't, and they still are not intrusive. I mean, there's one, two, three, four, five of these bugs on here. This is what's the trip. What I've been noticing right now, they're all just stopped, like they're sleeping. This is a new. This is a new behavior of these critters I share my house with. Anyway, so then these cockroaches. Can't even believe I'm sharing this because it even sounds bizarre as I say it. Um, they are totems. They're sent here to teach us something. Okay, so I'm reading this off of a web page called Star Stuff. It's under the animal totems, and this is about the ants. Ants. I need my glasses for this. Ant teaches a sense of community, social structures, industriousness, a sense of provision. Ants show how to create by planning and discipline and patience with endurance. Shows a promise of success through efforts and hard work and diligence. It may be a time for planning and preparation. Are you working together as a whole? Are you adding new things to your life in some way? Do you have patience to endure? Ant can give you skills needed to be successful. And these ants are sleeping, they're resting, and that's what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to be taking a hiatus from the internet, um, except of course to do these videos. And it's a time for me to sit down and put this stuff or rest and contemplate what I've already learned and sit with it and make it do what it needs to do for me. Here, this is part of these ants, and right now these ants are resting, and and here's the other thing. I see them all over the house in different places, you know, but they're all resting right here by me. I mean, I can go to the bathroom, they'll be active right? This is a trip, right? Okay, so I'm going to read you what it says about the cockroaches. They flying. I only experienced them flying one night in here. Don't like that. And they're so freaky looking. But, you know, with that said, I'm getting used to them. You know, I don't see them very often because you know. Anyway, I'd like to put one in a jar so I could look at it, you know, closer. Okay, cockroach. Cockroach teaches the art of adaptability and ultimate survival instincts under any conditions, making this creature an emotional and spiritual shapeshifter. He will teach you perseverance and tenacity along with going with the flow of events. Cockroach applies determination and fortitude to survive any event. The wisdom of cockroach teaches how to keep in touch with the world around you, shows how to strengthen vitality and quickness of movement, ability to discern when and how to move, and make use of available resources. Are you looking into the recesses of your spirit for answers? Are you digging deep enough to find what is hidden? Are you adapting to recent circumstances as well as you could? It is time for cockroach to teach the art of adapting and finding what is hidden. And, you know, that's kind of what I'm going through right now. I'm learning, in a sense, or relearning, in a sense, things about me, which I think applies to you, about who we really are and what this existence, what this life here is really about. And these animals, I mean, just reading this, it's just like, wow, you know, there's no accident. I also have to tell you about my mice. I went to the mainland for 2 months in March. Prior to this, I had a little gray field mouse, just a real cute little mouse, and I named her Gracie. And the different thing about the mouse is I saw it. It didn't hide, you know, it ran right by me. And I even started feeding it. I put a little plastic lid on the floor, and if I had stuff, you know, I put it right by the refrigerator because I saw she went under the refrigerator. And sometimes she would come if I was eating, and she would come and sit when I'm looking over here. Where I'm looking is where she usually was. If she would come out, and I would toss her, you know, if it was a chip or something, I would toss it to her. She would grab it and run. It was, and I talked to her too. It was just kind of cool, you know. Well, when I came back from my trip in May, all my neighbors on both sides had moved out. The neighbor over here was a hoarder, so obviously he had some mice over there. Well, they moved in here. Gracie told them what a great gig she had. Anyway, these mice, they would play. I have these bamboo mats, and you would hear them run. I could hear them. They chased each other. They ran over here under my desk right here. They would run, and I would had them run over my feet. Not once, not twice, several times. This went on for about 6 or 8 weeks before I finally had to say, hey, you guys are having too much fun. And the way that I got these mice out of my house was I had lured them with peanut butter. I had started putting peanut butter down, and they really liked it. And so when I finally figured out, I was trying to figure out some kind of no-kill thing, you know. Anyway, it came to me. I watched some stuff on YouTube, yay YouTube, and I put on the chair, I put a paper plate, a small paper plate with a dab of peanut butter on it, and I hung it over the edge of the chair. And under the chair, I had a tall waste paper basket. So when the mouse walked on, on the plate and fell into the waste paper basket. It couldn't get back out. It was too tall. So all I did in the morning was take it out and dump it out. Okay, so on one particular morning, I caught a mouse and I let it go. And then I came back in the house and I got ready to leave. And I sat out where I let the mouse go, about 15 feet away is where I sat and waited for the MEO bus. It's a transportation service that I use. And there was somebody else also waiting. We were chatting. And she was sitting in the chair that was leaning against the building there, and it's actually a sliding glass door with a screen door. And behind her on the screen is this mouse climbing up. This is 9 o'clock in the morning. You don't see mice out at that time of the morning. I'm pretty sure it was one of that mouse that I released, and I spoke to these mice. I talked to them all the time. I live alone, and they were kind of like my pets in a sense. So I'm fairly confident that this mouse was looking for me and heard my voice and was like, "Hey, here I am." Anyway, what the star stuff says about the mouse is also very, very interesting. Sorry, I've got to find it. Gotta go. I'm actually reading this, obviously. We have lots of animals here. So if you're interested, leave me a note. I can look up an animal that shows up in your life. Or go to Star Stuffs. There you go. Go to Star Stuffs. Find it yourself. It's pretty cool. Mountain lion. Mouse. Attention to detail and examining closely, fastidiously, may be getting too locked into details or may need to see them more closely now. Need to focus on where your attention is. Are you too quiet or too loud? Mouse can teach us lessons of stealth and invisibility, for sometimes great strength lies within the quietness. Time to be aware of new discoveries and possibilities. Listen to your introspection and your intuition. So, with all these things going on in my life, all of this is relevant. As I said, it's time for me to sit quiet and contemplate all of these things that are coming to me. And so somehow all these little critters are sent to me, and I was led to look it up. I was led to look it up because these cockroaches, they can get in and out of everything. I woke up one morning and I had left dishes in this thing. No big deal. There's 2 dead, smaller ones floating in a bowl, in a cereal bowl. These things can get out of anywhere. That's what prompted me to look this up. The symbol, I looked up, I Googled symbolism of dead cockroach, and I found this stuff, and I'm like, oh my goodness, there's some relevancy to it. The monarch butterfly, which I decided when I moved to Maui, is going to be my first tattoo. All right, I've never really wanted a tattoo, and I've moved here and saw the artwork and loved it, and then boom, I want a monarch, because for many years now, monarch butterflies, I see them here every day. I remember sitting in my backyard in Iowa and seeing them all the time, not in the winter time, but in the summertime. And anyway, that talks about transformation and that change doesn't have to be painful. All relevant. So go to Star Stuffs, check it out. It's really, really interesting. And that's StarStuffs, starstuffs.com. All right, you guys, I had to tell you. I hope you like it. Aloha.